Hello everyone and welcome to FreeCAD tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to create a simple handle that you can see over here. The main purpose of this lecture is to teach you how to use this button, that is how to use the Additive Loft tool. The Additive Loft tool is very powerful since it enables you to create complex 3D parts by combining different cross sections. And to show you that, if I expand here and if I click here, you'll see the first cross section from where the handle starts. Then here's the second cross section. This is the middle of the handle. And over here you can see the last or the third cross section. By combining these three cross sections and by using the Additive Loft tool, we can create this nice complex shape. So let's immediately start. Okay, let's start with FreeCAD modeling. Once you open FreeCAD, click on File, then click on New, and then over here make sure that the part design is selected, then click on part design, and over here click on Create Body. Then over here click on Model, and you will see the body over here. Then let's create our first sketch. Simply click here and click on Create Sketch. Select the XY plane and click on OK. And now we are in the XY plane. Click here to adjust the grid spacing, select 5. Then click here, make sure that the snap to grid and snap to object is selected. And then click over here once again to activate the grid. Let's create a rectangle by clicking here. Click on centered rectangle, click here, and then let's draw a rectangle whose width is 30 and whose length is 200. Click here, do the right click, and let's constrain the dimensions. Click here, then click on constrain horizontal distance. You can click here, specify 200, then click here once again, constrain vertical distance, click here, and then specify 30, and that's it. Do the right click and click on close. Now we need to extrude this part. Simply click on sketch, and then click here to extrude, and let's extrude for 10. Click on OK. Next, let's assign a sketch to this top surface such that we can create the first cross section. The next step is to create a sketch and to attach it to this top surface. And let's learn how to do that. First of all, click on Body, then click here and click on Create Sketch. Click on XY plane and click on OK. Then click on Close. Next, we need to assign this sketch to the top surface. Select the top surface, then click here and click on Attach Sketch. From the drop-down menu, select Sketch 001 and click on OK. Click OK once again, then double-click on Sketch, and you can see that the sketch is assigned to the top surface. Click here to activate the grid. Over here, set the grid spacing to be 5. Click on OK, and let's create the first cross section. The first cross section is a simple slot, so make sure that you locate the slot button. Click here and click on Create Slot. Place the slot over here on this line and draw an arbitrary slot. Don't worry, later on we are going to adjust the dimensions. Click here and click here. And here's our slot. Do the right click. Now we can see that this slot has 2 degrees of freedom that need to be constrained. So now what I did, I randomly clicked somewhere over here, and you can see that this problem appeared, that you have redundant constraint. To eliminate this, select constraint 8 and press delete, and now you have 3 degrees of freedom that you need to constrain. Let's see what are these degrees of freedom. We can see that we can move it like this, we can expand it, and we need to fix these degrees of freedom. So let's start fixing the degrees of freedom. First of all, click on this point, then press and hold Control and click on this point. Then over here, click on Constrain Horizontal Distance, and let's specify this to be 15. Good. Now we have 2 degrees of freedom that we need to constrain. Click here on this point, then click on this point over here. And then over here from the drop-down menu, click on Constrain Horizontal Distance, and let's specify 50. And let's press Enter. And let's see now what are the additional degrees of freedom we have. Namely, we can adjust the vertical distance. So let's fix this by clicking here, press and hold Control, click here. From the drop-down menu over here, you need to find the option, click here, and click on Constrain Vertical Distance. And here specify 15 and press Enter. And now we have fully constrained this object. And let's continue further. Good. Let's click on close. Okay, now we have the first cross section. The next step is to create another cross section that slices this object. Let's learn how to do that. To do that, click on body, and then over here you need to find the proper option. Namely, you need to select create a datum plane. Click here and click on create a datum plane. Then click over here on this face to assign the datum plane to this face, and over here offset the datum plane for -100. And now you can see that the datum plane is placed over here. I just pressed enter. And now we are here in the datum plane. Good. Let's now assign the sketch to this datum plane. Make sure that you click here, click on body, then click here and click on create sketch. And over here from the drop down menu, select datum plane and click on OK. Now here's our sketch and it lives in the datum plane. So let's create another cross section. Click here and click on create circle by center. Place the circle here and let's specify the circle radius to be 10, for example. Or better even, let's change this to 15. So you can do this by double clicking here and change this to 15, and that's it. Now you need to constrain 1 degree of freedom, namely you need to constrain the distance from here to the center of the circle. Click on the center of the circle, press and hold Control, click on this point over here and click here and click on constrain vertical distance. So let's specify this to be, for example, 60. And that's it. Click on close, and now we have the second cross section. And the third problem is to create the third cross section. We do the same procedure. We click here on body, then over here you need to do create sketch, assign it to the XY plane, click on OK, then click on close, then click on this top surface, and then what you need to do, you basically need to do, you need to click here, you need to attach sketch. From a drop-down menu, select sketch 003, click on OK, OK once again, and then if you double click on sketch, you can see that you are over here. So let's again create a loft, and then let's do the same thing. So let's find the loft option. Here it is. Create a slot, not loft. Click here. Let's create an arbitrary loft. Let's specify this distance, and now let's simply specify the dimensions. So let's specify the constraints. So let's click here, press and hold Control, click here, and then from the drop-down menu, from here, click on constraint horizontal distance. This should be 50, I think, yes. Then let's continue. Then click here, press and hold Control, click here. Then from the drop-down menu, click on constraint horizontal distance. This should be 15. And then let's do again. Click here, press and hold Control, click here. Then from a drop-down menu, click on constraint vertical distance, and let's go with 15. And now everything is fully constrained. Good, we can close this and we can create our loft. To create a loft, we need to use the Additive Loft tool. Before you do that, make sure that you select the first sketch, that is from where the loft starts, then press and hold Control to select the second sketch, and then press and hold Control to select the third sketch. Then over here, click on basically Additive Loft, and you will see how nicely the loft will be created. Click on OK, and voila, here we are. And as the final step, we need to create the holes. Creating holes is super easy. Make sure that you select body, then click here, click on create sketch, select the XY plane, click on OK. Then let's rotate this object by clicking here, click once again here, here, and here, and go to the bottom. Then over here, let's turn on the grid, and let's create two holes. For that purpose, let's create circle by center. Let's click here, and let's, for example, specify the diameter to be 10. Do the right click. Let's mirror this object, or first of all, we can do this. Click on this point, then press and hold Control, click on this point. Then over here from the drop-down menu, click on constraint horizontal distance, and let this distance be, for example, 85. And then let's mirror this. Simply select this object, then click here on basically on this line, press and hold Control and click on this line. That is, again, click on this object on the circle, press and hold Control on the mirror line, and click here. Actually, not like this. I need to basically do it again. let me now, yes, you just need to click again on this horizontal and vertical line, and here we are. And that's it. Notice over here that this is under constraint. However, you can ignore this for the time being, since we will continue further. Let's click on close. And now if you rotate this, you'll see on sketch 004, you'll see one circle, second circle. So let's now create holes out of these circles by simply click on the hole over here, and then let's reverse the hole, and then let's specify the diameter to be 10 and the depth to be 25, and click on OK, and voila, here you are. Now you have the two holes that can be used for bolts and nuts. And now let's create a simple chamfer. You can simply select this circle, then press and hold Control this circle, then over here click on chamfer, and then specify the chamfer, for example, to be 3, click on OK, and here you are. Looks pretty. Now let's change the color. If you do the right click, you can set the random color, and voila, here it is. Here is our design. Okay, that's all for today, and thanks for watching.